Really just staying out in my head and remembering that I'm here to have fun and that just do what I have to do. Um, I was just taking it one match at a time, seeing how everything was going, just going with the flow. It was really interesting to see me go more periods, just to see me put my technique in and not just muscling everything.
I feel like you probably got pigeonholed the first 2 years that you wrestled because you're a very accomplished weightlifter, and
It actually felt really good to see that I could actually push through and go all 3 periods with someone, see the technique flow with it and see that my technique is really paying off.
welcome back to the North Florida Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jordan Cohn. Today, we continue our series on the Queens of the South champions in the area from the recent Queen of the South tournament in Enterprise, Alabama, the largest all-girls tournament in the South. Today, our guest is Torrina Rushings of Mosley. Torrina, you want to show everybody your nice, beautiful crown? Boom, there it is with a beautiful smile. But first, our sponsor is Pat Lugo and the Miami Hawks. Make sure you get over to Pat Lugo's YouTube page and follow his journey as he trains for RAF 5 and he starts his journey toward that featherweight belt. All right, Torrina, I know we've had some difficulty getting this technical stuff all together, but we got you on. How are you feeling about your recent victory?
I'm feeling really good after this past weekend.
Were you guys there last year? Was Mosley there last year?
Yes, sir, we were.
How did you finish up?
I ended up not finishing the tournament. I got out the first day because I was injured.
That's right, I remember. Well, all right. So, for you, so it was your second time there. What was your perception of that tournament? I know a lot of tournaments that, as Camilla and I were talking yesterday, a lot of times, they're trying to get girls matches, but it can feel like you guys get tacked on. How is it being at a tournament where it's all about the girls?
It was really nice seeing how they, like, put the spotlight on all the girls, and all the girls just felt really special. Everyone got, like, their own spotlight at some point.
It's nice too. I love the way that they do the pool play on day one and then they do the tournament play on day two, really ensuring that you guys get matches, 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 matches.
Mhm.
So talk to us about your run through the tournament this year. I know for you, you're used to just pinning people and getting on and off the mat, but I saw on that day too, you had some matches. You had some really good wrestlers. Yourself was in there, the person you wrestled in the finals, and we had our girl Brooke Arvik, who former state champion. You were in a loaded weight class, right?
Yes, I was.
All right, talk to me about how you got through those days.
Really just staying out in my head and remembering that I'm here to have fun and that just do what I have to do. Going in the first day, I was just taking it one match at a time, seeing how everything was going, just going with the flow and everything. The second day, it was really interesting to see me go more periods, and just to see me put my technique in and not just muscling everything.
I like that you mentioned that because I feel like you probably got pigeonholed the first 2 years that you wrestled because you're a very accomplished weightlifter, and a lot of times, you can outmuscle people, right? You don't have a lot of people that have the technique to slow your strength down, so to speak. How did it feel to get those extra periods to finally wrestle people that are on your level and wrestle them 2 or 3 people like that in a tournament? How did that feel?
It actually felt really good to see that I could actually push through and go all 3 periods with someone and just to see the technique, like, flow with it and see that my technique is really paying off.
Well, that's one thing Coach Jeremiah was really adamant on this past summer. I think with you is really developing your technique and turning you into a complete wrestler, right? Not just relying on the strength. The strength should always be there, and it's always nice, but you know, you're not always going to have those people that you can just bowl over, right? Perfect example at state. I think too. I think people realized you were much more than strength when you beat Cheyenne Cruz, but then you got into that state tournament where you had a couple of people that like that. It's a challenge, so I think you're going to be much more ready this time around at the state tournament because of this enterprise tournament. So we talk about how they make the girls feel very special. For the finals, they do it big. They got the stage, they black it out, they do the smoke, they do the walkout song. So what was your walkout song? And then walk us through your finals.
My walkout song was "Put Your Hands Up." Yeah, that was, like it was just, like, to hype me up to, like, get in the mood for that match. I went against, like, a really tough girl, like, she had, like, the same strength as me. I'm not really used to that. That
Yeah.
was really nice to see. It was a really interesting match. We went all 3 periods. I was just really trying to stay out my head through that whole match. My coaches really helped support me through that one. Yeah, I really liked that match. It was like a lot of flow with that one.
What was the score?
Uh, I'm pretty sure 7-3.
7-3. How did so walk us through it? Were you winning the entire time, or did you have to kind of make a comeback?
I was mostly winning the whole time. I know at some point I like messed up and like she got the reversal on me and then she got to escape at some point. But most of the match, I think I was pretty dominant on there.
All right. So we talk about you developed a lot as a wrestler this year. What do you think was the biggest thing that you made an improvement on as a wrestler, and what do you think was the biggest driving force behind that?
Honestly, like keeping that clear mind, because I get in my head a lot. So I think that's really what helped, honestly, staying out my head and my coaches like talking to me about that and me just staying calm and stuff.
Right. And then remembering you're there to have fun.
Yeah.
That's something that both Madison and Camilla had said is that, they knew they had the ability to win it, but it wasn't something they needed to do. But, they wanted to go out there and have fun and enjoy the time with their teammates, enjoy the ambiance, enjoy the experience. So it's very important. I also, so one, I'm glad I was able to get you one on one because I wanted to congratulate you too on your All-American status at Fargo this past summer. How was that feeling for you going, 1 and 2 at the previous years to finding yourself on the top of the podium at, one of the best freestyle tournaments in the nation?
That was actually really shocking for me. I never really thought it was possible after like my first year going. I really didn't think that was possible. That was like a really big step in wrestling for me, and I feel like everything clicked at Fargo for me.
How'd your matches go? You dropped your first match, right?
I did. I sprained my ankle actually my first match.
And then wrestled all the way. That's a hard tournament to have to wrestle back from because it feels like it's just match after match after match after match after match after match.
Yes, it
Luckily, in
was.
luckily in freestyle, you can tag people pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So what if it felt pretty good being on that podium? Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
All right. So next year you going for the whole thing, right?
That's the dream. That's the hope.
You gotta look at it like this way. I mean, if you were able to not really thinking that it was possible, right? So what do you think your mind? How do you think it's gonna be with Torrina going in there, with the mindset of I'm gonna beat everybody, right?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody meaner than Torrina, right?
Yeah.
I hear you're dropping down to 55 as well, right?
Yes, I am.
So I actually, we talked about it a little bit, but you were a weightlifter, right? So you were more in the last like 2 years. So you had a lot of like muscle weight on you. Was that a conscious decision for you to start slimming down, or is that just something that started happening and then you kind of made the commitment to go down even lower?
I feel like during the summer, like all the practices and stuff, I feel like it just started slipping off naturally. I kind of did think about like the muscle loss a little bit, like, but I mean, it just started happening, and I just feel like I would do really good at 155, getting more matches in.
I I think you would be a lock for the state championship at 155, and then I would think you would be a very credible threat on any national circuit that you attend at 155. That would be nice to see. And I would love to see as much as I would love to see you and Brooke continue to be able to wrestle each other, make each other better. But I wouldn't mind seeing you guys at
Yeah.
separate weight classes so we can bring two state championships, to the area. All right. Well, before I send you off, one, what would you like to say to the North Florida wrestling community and anybody that you want to shout out?
Just thanks for all the support, my teammates, my coaches, and a shout out to Emily Myers for making it to the finals and placing second, my practice partner.
I'm hoping for big things for her this year too. All right. And then the last thing, what would you say to a young female wrestler that is just starting? Maybe she's in her first year and kind of going through some of the trials and tribulations that a lot of first year wrestlers can go through.
Just to keep working and pushing through. In the end, it all works out.
All right. That's perfect. Short, simple, and sweet, right? Torrina, well, I appreciate you sticking with me the last 3 or 4 days while we got everything sorted out. I finally got you on this. Are you guys headed to the knockout this weekend?
No, we're going to Beast of the Beach.
Okay, cool. Then I might see y'all there. I would love to see you in the knockout next year. I think you would do really, really well. But I will see you. I will probably see you at Beast of the Beach. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on. So proud of you. You made North Florida
Thank
proud, and you should be very proud of yourself.
thank you.